for this. This is the Camden Planning Board meeting, January 16th, 2025, in the French Conference Room. Primary public hearing on proposed ordinance amendment. First item on the agenda is public comment on non-agenda items. Seeing nothing but crickets, we will go to the public hearing. Shelly will introduce the application, then we will have our standard rounds of public comment, our questions, public comment, our questions, and approval. So pretty straightforward, but Shenley, take it away.
It's pretty straightforward, like you said. This is a proposed text amendment by staff is proposing this. It was kind of a direction from the state that we make this amendment. It's a very simple text amendment. It's going to be to Chapter 290 of your zoning ordinance, and it's going to be to the definitions, which is in Article 3. It's 290 3.2 definitions. And this has to do with accessory apartments. The only thing that we are adding
Just for the, is your mic on?
only thing that we are adding is to the text, to the definition of accessory apartment would be the minimum square footage, which is 190 square feet. And that's underlined in the text in your packet, underlined blue text. That's the proposed amendment to the zoning ordinance, Chapter 290. And it just simply states the minimum, which it's already 190 square feet, state standard, can't get any smaller than that for a dwelling unit, but they insisted that we put it in our definition or somewhere in the code so that it's clear. We have a maximum of 600. And that is simply it in a nutshell.
Right, this is to satisfy the state's requirements.
Yeah,
Right.
state mandate, right?
All right. Any
Public comment.
public comment? I don't see any public, so any questions from the board?
No,
And there's still no public, so there's our second round.
there's a second, close that.
I will turn to my cohort on the left.
You know, I was here at our last meeting when Jeremy also described why they needed to do this, and it strikes me as kind of a, just a minor item, and unless anybody else would like to chime in on anything, I'm ready to make a motion
Go for it.
to approve the text amendments as described in Shenley Neely's January 16th memo to the board. And we forward this
Recommended to the select
to
board
the select board with our recommendation of approval.
as presented and to, take it to the voters.
As she just said.
Thank you.
This will go to the voters
voters,
in
June.
June.
June 10th.
I'll second that.
Any further discussion? We'll do a roll call vote. Sandy is a voting member this evening, so
Mhm.
Sandy.
Thank you.
Yes.
Aye.
Yes.
Don, that's an aye from me. Motion passes. Thank you all.
Perfect.
Um,
Close the public.
And yeah, we will now close the public hearing and return to our regularly scheduled planning board meeting with any updates from Shenley about items in the pipeline.
Sure, we have a couple items in the pipeline. As you know, this, what you approved today, this text amendment, and remember back in December 19th, you had a public hearing for the text amendment to the CR zoning to allow 18 beds for the, in the coastal residential for the residential treatment facility. You all recommended that to go forward to the select board, put on the vote. So those two are, I think they're slated to be maybe February 4th. It'll go for the first time before the select board. And then they have another public hearing after that before they put it on the warrant. So I just wanted to update you on that. So these two will be on select board on February 4th. And some other news, Sandy's unfortunately relocating. So he's going to be withdrawing from the plan board. So we just wanted to let you know, unfortunately.
Just
He's,
my house on the market,
yeah.
Where are you moving?
Rockwood.
Well, we
Oh,
enjoyed
was
you
your
while you
chamber.
were here, and
It was,
we were looking forward to having you longer.
Unexpected, it was just one of those things, so
Oh, that's
Yeah.
too bad.
I think John in Rockport's already said, fill out an application, so.
Oh,
So, another thing we were doing is historic preservation. Just wanted to let you all know, I think back on, was it November 5th? They voted, the town of Camden voted as an advisory only to enable the Historic Resource Committee to continue developing a historic ordinance preservation code that draws on the best practices. And so we've been looking at drafts, Jeremy and I have, with the Historic Preservation Committee. And this would, if it goes forward, it'll make us a, what is that, certified local government, and we'll be able to apply for
Right.
grants and things like that. So that's we're working on that. That's probably not going to be for maybe a while, next year sometime. It would go back to the voters. I don't know, maybe you all want to make comments, I don't know, but we'll have to amend some of chapter 292 to accommodate the changes for this new historic preservation ordinance, should it go forward. And that's pretty much everything else. We've been looking at development impact fees. Lucia's not here. I think she had brought it up before. I don't know if you all want to give any direction to staff. I mean, I can continue. I can put together a memo and outline an overview.
this is on the development impact fees?
Yeah, or just, we call them development extractions, but it doesn't have to necessarily be an impact fee, but there are ways to manage growth and the impacts that development comes, not just commercial, but also residential. And that when you have growth, it puts pressure on existing infrastructure resources, and
Right.
it's worth looking at. And
Yeah, no, I think it's definitely, I think that we would probably benefit from a little digging.
overview. Okay. So staff will continue to, I'll get you back something. I guess, when's our next meeting? February 6th?
Well, 6th is our scheduled. I know I'm not going to be here for that. but-
Okay.
Shenley, if I was, to pick the item that I'd want staff working on,
Mhm.
I'm not sure that would rise to the
To
surface
the
of
surface of your,
my list. I'm
criteria.
not against you doing it, but,
okay.
just because a member has said it would be a good idea, I don't think we need to all jump on
Mhm.
bandwagon on that.
Okay. We can keep,
But a little digging might be.
Yeah.
just give the overviews, and there's,
If we're talking about digging,
oh, but yeah.
if we're talking about digging
Since we're here.
and you're just jotting down things for maybe
Mm-hmm.
a more formal update to the board,
Mhm.
I know that the city's comprehensive plan is out of date. I believe, well, it's been a long time since it's,
It's not due till 2030.
Yeah.
It's pretty,
Ours is a lot,
Recent.
way more up to date than most towns in
right.
Maine.
Well,
Consider
that's-
that some of them still don't actually have them.
that's kind of
And actually, yep,
sad. And,
that, looking at those fees, development impacts,
Or it's mentioned in the
you
comp plan.
you need to get into the comp plan as well. So that would be kind of a parallel
Yeah.
thing that would go on too.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but yeah, but understood.
Thank you.
Anybody else have anything?
I think we're good.
Is there anything on Nordhaven coming up?
I haven't heard a thing.
Oh, okay.
I have not heard a thing.
I drove up there the other day
I did too.
to look
And
at it.
Did
Ed
you?
was out there, so he gave us a tour
Nice.
around the place. And
They're building.
yeah,
They-
yeah.
They
they're-
put a couple more permits in for a couple more units, which they're moving on. So I know
yeah,
that
they're,
much.
I think 9 out of 10 of them have been
Yeah.
sold.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's good.
Yeah,
Mm.
very good.
Right. So yeah, that's moving along, but I haven't heard anything yet. Nothing.
Yeah, I know he's
future.
going to come back for a phase 2.
There's going to be a phase 2, but
Yeah.
who knows when that will.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything on that.
I
It
know
looked
they-
like their erosion control was in place
Yes.
when I went up there, so that's a good thing.
That's
Oh, right,
excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent. So yeah, well, pretty
All
much
right.
everything.
Anything else?
No, not.
Move to adjourn.
I'll second it.
Meeting adjourned.
All right.
Great.
Thank you all.
Coming out here.